and we'll take some questions. Any questions?
At what point we're looking at this, we want investigation in there, we're looking at the malice of forethought, sending these guys in there knowing where they were, people knowing where to shoot. Within logic, and you say not about revolution, that's correct. As Sam Adams started, the father of the revolution, people had to go, wait a second, those people are bad. They don't have our best interest. Do you feel it's possible that the American people have the capability of introducing into their logic stream in daily assessment, wait, those people aren't on our side? Logically, it makes more sense that way, because we're all screaming, you know, they don't know what's going on. What if they know exactly what they're doing?
Well, and that's the way it started, and I'll speak for myself first and ask our families here to comment as well, and our experts. That's how it started, the first American Revolution, is that it was a small group of people who understood what was going on. They educated the colonies, they educated the new Americans, and we have a big task to educate. That's what this is about, and to bring them to our side. As Leo Iacocca used to say of Chrysler, either you lead, follow, or get out of the way. We have to lead. The American people don't understand. But particularly the youth of this country don't understand. They spend most of their time on cell phones and social media. We need to educate them to come behind us. They're the ones that elected our new tyrant here, Barack Hussein Obama. So we have a big task ahead of us. And we need to do it with reason, we need to do it with logic, we need to do it peacefully. But we have to understand what we're up against. And what we've heard today should scare anyone in terms of where we're headed as a nation. Billy, you want to make a comment?
I'd just say it's an excellent question. I mean, the results are the same. Results are the same. If they're ignorant, and they don't understand, or if they're doing it on purpose. They're destroying our republic, our way of life. I'm going to make it. But what about those? What about those? What about the republic that I've grown up in? She'll never know it. Even if it is because of ignorance, it's just as serious. So we must be just as serious, just as vigilant about changing what's going on in America.
Doug, would you like to say anything?
You know, I think one of the things that all of us parents will agree is that we don't have the answers. Your question was very valid. You made it sound like maybe we were set up, that maybe this was something planned. We can't sit here and say that. We have no idea. But we want to know the answer to that. We want to really know what went on with that mission. That's what we want to find out.
Charlie?
I just want to thank everybody, and hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully we get our congressional inquiry. I thank these gentlemen and everybody coming out. And definitely there's, you know, we have to get some answers, and we have to get some change. I don't know who said it. Was it Bin Laden or one of them? That they won't beat us on the battlefield. But the rules of engagement, they are beating us on the battlefield. They'll come to our own country, go to Harvard, Yale, the jihadis, and change the Constitution. It's the words getting out there. These people are not stupid people. I mean, they're training. If you look at the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda, none of them are now malnutrition. They're in, you know, they have the weapons. They have all of this false sense that they don't have the technology. They know where we're at, you know? And hopefully today the word gets out, and I want to thank everybody again for helping us, and hopefully we will get some answers.
You know, during our Revolutionary War, what would it have been for our military, the brave men and women that came forward without even adequate weaponry, if General George Washington hadn't stood there for them? He was a great leader. He would not have forsaken them the way our leaders are now forsaking our men and women who are fighting for our cause. And that's the most important thing of all, is that we need to know either they're with us or they're against us, as someone once said. They appear to be against us currently. So we, the people, must now do it for ourselves and demand answers, wait for those answers, and then take action. We will be taking legal action. That's my forte. But the strength of the American people lies way beyond that. Our court system is broken. We need to make it known that we're not going to tolerate people who are trying to drive us into the ground and destroy us. Yeah, sure.
Just to address that, one thing that I feel very strongly about is that I think as a nation, we're afraid to acknowledge the presence of true evil. I think as people, it's very uncomfortable for us to do that because doing that forces us to take action, and we're much too comfortable of a society to take action. So that's one thing that Billy and I were most proud of as Aaron was growing up. He always had the ability to recognize, call out, understand, and deal with evil. And as a culture, we need to get there, because if we just pretend that it doesn't exist, we're doomed. It's over.
Evil from without and from within. Any other questions? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Carrie Pickett with Breitbart News. You mentioned Senator Levin and John Boehner turning you away, Mr. Vaughn. Are there any other members of Congress that you had this experience with, or any other members here in the panel who can talk about that experience?
I also called Senator Rubio when it first happened, senator from Florida, time after time after time. Got no response from his office. But later, this past year, I spoke and I said that they're in Florida, and someone from his office has called me, and also Karen and I were able to meet with Senator Rubio. And while I respect Senator Rubio very much, Senator Rubio's answer was, we need to see about this. I'll talk to Senator McCain in the morning and we'll get right on it. And Karen and I had been working on this for a long time by ourselves, and I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, Senator. We'll do it on our own, because I did not trust Senator McCain in the establishment of the Republican Party to get to the bottom of what was going on with our sons. I could just see McCain calling up some flag officer the next day and being told the same thing that Congressman Rooney had been told, and Karen and I getting a report back that, don't worry about it, everything's okay. So Karen and I have been very, very particular about the people that we talk to. We've talked to Congressman Bachman, Congress Lady Bachman, because we trust her. We know about her love for the Republic. We know that she recognizes the enemy that's engaged against the Republic of the United States. And we've talked to Congressman Gohmert, because we know the same out of him. We've realized that he recognizes the enemy and that he'll call the enemy the enemy. As I said before, there are just very few that we will share our heart with.
One thing I'd like to say about that, this isn't a member of Congress, but when we were visited by one of the highest level admirals in our nation on January 4th, I would like to say that the most shocking thing we experienced is that he lied to us so continuously that if we had not studied our documentation and known the truth, he would have made a mockery of everything our sons died to represent. It got to be actually embarrassing. because he would say, he would make some statement, and Billy would say, well, sir, according to sworn testimony, that's not how it was. And he would have absolutely no comeback. Finally, he made the statement to both of us that day at our table that the military will never withhold any truth from the parents of a fallen soldier. And I quickly said, not meaning any disrespect, I just quickly said, what about Pat Tillman? And he nearly came across the table at me, flashed with anger, vessels popped out in his neck, and he said, what about Pat Tillman? That was simply a case of friendly fire. And we knew at that point our discussion was over. And it was embarrassing that this is one of the highest ranking admirals in our Navy. And this is what we're dealing with. And it's very unfortunate, and they are demoralizing our troops. They're demoralizing our nation with the inability to speak the truth.
I'm sorry. I won't protect him. He didn't ask to be protected. He's the commander of JSOC, Joint Special Operation Command. In 2011, runner-up Man of the Year by Time Magazine. Said in the box for President Barack Obama at the State of the Union in 2012. Ironically, the same year he was runner-up Time Magazine of the Year for the raid on Osama bin Laden. He also oversaw the largest loss in the history of naval special warfare. And he has not asked to be protected because he made it clear to us that day in our home when I said to him, sir, you are a man. You're a man with great authority. You're a man who could speak up and save our warriors. You're a man who can change what's going on in our military. He made it very clear to Karen and I that he believes in the military's policies, in the administration's policies, and that he is for those policies. And his name and his rank is 4-star Admiral William McCraven. I will not say anything negative other than what about him. He has stated his case to us. So he should stand on it, and I believe he will. That's who he is. This is who we are. And that day in our home, we sat there. Sir, we sat across from each other. We have to agree to disagree. And sir, my wife and I, will continue to do what we must do to change what's going on in our military. So as I said, to him, this is not a derogatory comment. He has made it clear that he believes in the policies that are taking place.
And I might add that, just from a standpoint of logic, the reason that the Admiral came to the home of the Vaughns is because he knows there's something rotten in Denmark. He doesn't want it out. Wasn't convincing.
Thanks, everybody, for staying with us. Send our link, TrentoVision.tv, on this amazing 3-hour broadcast to all your friends, all your lists. They got to watch this. This was a historic, pivotal meeting. See you. Bye-bye.